Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. We usually do this broadcast, which is our weekly astrology and tarot reading, on Monday nights, but since yesterday we had a full moon in Cancer, we had our ceremony. So I decided to do this broadcast today and then cover the astrology from yesterday all the way through this weekend on Sunday, so we can keep up with the times, because honestly there's some crazy stuff going down. Things are not slowing down, and very exciting and new things are happening in the astrology world. And it is important to know and to understand what these changes and these shifts are, because they will 100% affect us, affect our energy, our emotional state, our mental state, our physical energy. I know that this weekend, after the nodes moved into Pisces and Virgo, and honestly, it feels like it was longer ago than that, but I felt a very strong and very physically palpable shift energetically in my life. And I knew, I felt that there was a new beginning, that something powerful had changed, something big had changed. So it is exciting that we do enter this week with the nodes in new signs. And I'm actually going to be doing a workshop this weekend in the Starseed membership. And the workshop is going to be all about the nodes in Virgo, Pisces, what that means for us collectively, and then also what that means for us individually based off of where the nodes will be transiting in our chart, our natal chart. And so it's important to look at the transits and compare them to your own chart, so you know the areas of life where these new themes will be going on. And the eclipses that will be following these nodes are going to be very powerful, and the nodes are basically a new karmic theme for the collective that we're working on. It's like different things to heal, and a new path forward to move towards destiny, and for us to collectively to evolve as a humanity. So it's very, very exciting things. So yesterday we did have a powerful full moon, and the day before that, we actually started our free mini moon goddess training, which was so much fun. I want to invite you. It's not too late to join us. We did the introduction to level 1. We did the Giza pyramid meditation. We also did the Nile River initiation, Akashic journey, and we dove into the gene keys, activation sequence, sphere of evolution and lines, and talked about what that sphere actually means and why is it important for you to understand that about yourself. And next weekend on Sunday, we're going to be diving into level 2 and exploring some of the things that including the meditations and Akashic journeys and topics that we learn about when we are in level 2 of the Moon Goddess training. And if you have no idea what the Moon Goddess training is all about, it is my most comprehensive program that I offer. It's a mystery school that takes a year long to complete. The end goal is a certification in being able to read the Akashic records. And there's so much information that I have split the program into 3 levels. In level 1, we learn the fundamentals of how the Akashic records work and what they are. And we do this as we journey through the mystery schools of ancient Atlantis, the temples along the Nile, the lessons and all of the topics that we learned, the Hermetic alchemy, sacred geometry, laws of the universe, the different dimensions of reality that exist in the universe. And when we understand the Hermeticism underneath how everything works in the universe, then you're able to understand what are the Akashic records. And when you're tapping into the Akashic records, what is it that you're interpreting? Where's the information coming from? And in level 2, we take it, a step further, and we start to interact with the Akashic records personally, trying to understand soul contracts, trying to, clear our own chakras and work with energy. I mean, this is an amazing program. And level 3 is the official certification. But right now, you have an opportunity to see what it's all about in our free mini training. And like I said, we still have 2 weeks left of the training. We're meeting on Sundays for 3 hours. And this first Sunday was amazing. So please check this program out. And what's going to happen is once we complete this mini Moon Goddess training, I will actually be going to Egypt and having the experience of a lifetime, going through all the temples that we go into in the Akashic records in the Moon Goddess training. And I'll bring all that information back, and we'll begin our official first class level 1 on February 27th on the new moon in Pisces, which is actually activating the new nodal axis, and we will have been initiated through the Chinese zodiac into the year of the Earth Snake. So there's so much going on right now. Thank you for letting me share all that. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video out, give this video a thumbs up. And it's so beautiful how the community can grow through that word of mouth. Also, I have a free moon astrology guide that you can download. And this guide will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And it enters you into my email list. And I send out a weekly moon magic report. And the report comes out every Wednesday. So I just actually finished writing tomorrow's report and scheduling it. And it's going to go out tomorrow, actually, 8 a.m. around 8 a.m. Pacific. So get on the list now and you'll get that report tomorrow. Okay, let's dive into the topic of today's video, which is the astrology of the week. Now, you guys know that yesterday we had a very, very powerful full moon. The energy was so intense. It was overwhelming for me in a way. We had a beautiful ceremony. If you missed it, check that out. Played some songs, and we had a really powerful reading. I pulled cards yesterday too, and it was just amazing. And it's the first full moon of the Gregorian year. It is, we're getting very close to the end of the astrological year. We are, it's the first full moon of the year, but then also the last full moon of the year, according to the lunar calendar of the Chinese calendar, because the new moon in Aquarius is the beginning of the Chinese New Year. So there's a lot of like energy of like things are beginning, there's new cycles. The nodes just entered Pisces and Virgo, and it's a whole new theme of where we're going to experience, karmic lessons, where we are going to heal, where we're being called to walk towards our destiny. Those are all new beginnings. But then a full moon is also an energy of completion. And it being the last full moon of the lunar calendar is actually significant as well. So there's new beginnings and endings happening at the same time. We're also seeing a very powerful, two very powerful aspects, two grand trines in the chart. And you can even see it. It was there yesterday and it's there today. And the planets are not that far away from each other and they're not moving very fast, at least the ones that are involved in these grand trines. And they are within orb making a grand sextile, or we can call it a grand cross, or not a grand cross, a grand Star of David. And this is a very powerful energy that it calls in harmony. Like it wants to harmonize the oppositions. And it's really beautiful. And it is the Merkaba, the chariot. I talked about it in the astrology video of the full moon in Cancer. So make sure you check that out, because there was even an activation that came through, a very powerful channeled message that came through the astrology of this aspect that is here right now. It's present. So yes, this is what we're moving into. Before I go any further, I just realized I didn't even acknowledge those of you that are here in the chat. So I want to say hi real quick. Hello, Bernadine. Welcome. Hello, Dawn. Mary is here. Lily is here as well. Venus, Jill. Welcome, welcome. Yes. So we just started the astrology, and basically now we're going to move forward one day to tomorrow and what we're going to see tomorrow. So the big aspect of tomorrow, so yesterday was the full moon. Today is the 14th. And actually, let me go back to today. So today, what we're experiencing is a square from Venus to Jupiter. So that was the aspect that happened today. Hello, Belinda and Jessica. Welcome in. And that aspect, so Venus and Jupiter are both the two benefic planets. So essentially what that means is that they bring the good vibe. They bring the good energy to the party. When Venus and Jupiter arrive, it's like Jupiter expands everything. So it tends to always think about like, let's go further. Let's take things beyond, let's magnify, let's optimize, let's, grow and evolve, and let's have fun. So Jupiter is like kind of a party guy, always bringing things. And then Venus brings in the love aspect of it, the beauty. She is the goddess of love and beauty. And in Pisces, she's exalted. So she feels good here. It's romantic. It's like comfortable. It feels divine, So even though this is a square and it's creating possibly this challenge, it's more about being careful not to like overdo it with like trying to like, have too much fun. That's the thing that can happen. It's like we can take it a little bit overboard with a square from Venus to Jupiter. But overall, you can definitely use the energy to do things that make you feel good. Hello, Codes of Harmony, welcome in. And that's the aspect that we experience today. And of course, we've moved, we're moving beyond the fullness of that energy. And then when we get to tomorrow, this is where the big intense aspect for the week is. And it is the opposition of Mars and the sun. at 26 degrees. And it is very significant. It's a very intense and a difficult aspect. For one, Mars is retrograde in Cancer. And so we're deep into this world of reflecting on all the ways that we haven't taken care of ourselves in our lives, that we haven't nurtured ourselves, that we haven't connected, at a deeper level, in the heart space, and found, security, given ourselves a space to feel secure and grounded and at home, and learning all the ways that we've kind of haven't been taking care of ourselves. And so it can be a really difficult thing to see, but we're learning that these are the ways that once, Mars goes direct, we are going to have to fix these things. We're going to have to, heal these things in our lives and learn to love and connect and love our family too. I mean, this is the energy of the moon, and it's very emotional. So because it's a retrograde in the sign of the moon's rulership, you're going to feel emotional. You're going to go through the emotional waves. You're going to go through the highs and the lows. And now that the sun makes an opposition, or these two find an alignment of an opposition here, it's frustration, because it's like we have these things that we want to do. Mars wants to move forward. Mars wants to act. Mars wants to take control and take the initiative. But that's not what Mars is supposed to do right now. And that's not what we're supposed to do right now. We're supposed to sort of be patient. So the frustration comes when you're trying to do something that the universe is just not opening the door for. So you have to make sure that you are not trying to force anything to happen. Because if you are, you're going to experience so much resistance and so much frustration that it's just not worth it. So if you feel the urge to I have to do this, or I have to do that, or if you feel the frustration, the best thing to do is just to relax into the present moment. And that's the big lesson that we are now moving through with South Node Virgo. It's healing those moments when you're trying to be in control of all the little details of your life, and you get lost in the details. The South Node is now helping us to not get lost in the details and to step into being more present and feeling, instead of needing everything to be perfect, allowing the perfection to show you that basically when you feel that God is in the most minute little details, then you see the perfection that already exists. It doesn't need to be changed. It's perfect just the way it is. So this is intense. So then we're going to move forward to the next big aspect. Happens on the 17th, which is Friday. And this is, we're getting very close to the sun entering Aquarius. That's another thing that happens this week. We end Capricorn season. But as the sun prepares to transition, he makes a sextile to Neptune, and it activates our intuition, our ability to see the unseen and hear the unheard. And this is a very important aspect. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, because between this day and basically the next day is the first time that we see the moon make a conjunction to the South Node in Virgo. And that happens at 29 degrees, so technically the 18th. But I want to stop right here and talk about these aspects that are happening in, the 17th, 18th, and into the 19th. This is what ends Capricorn season and transitions us into basically the new world. Because once the sun enters Aquarius, he's going to find Pluto right there, and then a day later make a conjunction to Pluto, now having officially entered into Aquarius. And even though they did conjunct last year, it wasn't the same, because Pluto still had to dip back into Capricorn before finally not ever going back into Capricorn again. So this conjunction that's going to happen in a few days between the sun and Pluto is the first one, and it's going to be a major activation. So we're very strong energy. If you can see the number 29 on this day is very strong. And we know that there's a couple of degrees in astrology that are the called critical degrees. And the 29th degree is one of them. The other one is 0. 0 to me is more of like purity. It's the pure energy of that sign. And 29 is the critical degree where it's like on the edge. It's the most advanced of the energy. It's the most knowledgeable. It's the most wise. It's gone through all of the degrees and it's like ready to ascend, ready to transcend, ready to become something new. It's on the edge of that transmutation, that evolution, and that mutation. And so this is a big deal because look at this. On the 18th, this is, right after we get this like blast of powerful intuition coming in, and it continues, all the way through till the sun enters Aquarius with Neptune sextile the sun, but sun sextile Neptune. But look at the bottom left, 29, the moon makes a conjunction to the south node. And this is the first time that the moon will conjunct the south node in Virgo. And there's deep lessons here. And the interesting thing too is that the next time we're going to have an eclipse, and it's going to be a full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo. And it's going to be a south node eclipse. And that's coming in Pisces season. And it's going to be intense. So it's already going to start here. The themes that we're going to learn through the eclipses with this nodal axis are going to start right here this week with this conjunction. It's like, notice the things that are coming up in your life this week, especially going into this weekend, because some of those things a lot of them are showing you like it's the pre-game, it's the pre-show. And it's like, hey, these are things that you're going to be healing the next 18 months. And we're going to talk about this a little bit with, when we do our special workshop, our nodes workshop in the Starseed membership this weekend. If you're going to be there, I can't wait because we're going to dive even deeper into this nodal axis. But this is the first activation of the axis. And it just so happens that while it happens, there's an exact trine to the sun. So that's beautiful. Trines make the energy flow more easily. And then also there is also, it's that opposition between the sun and Mars is still within orb. And it is technically a mystic rectangle, while at the same time a Star of David. So there's a lot. It can be overwhelming because there's a lot going on, but the universe is trying to help us, is what I'm trying to say. The universe is like, pay attention. This is very important. These are themes. The struggles that we're going through right now are going to ultimately be what we're going to be healing during these next 18 months. And the sun is receiving, a powerful message from Neptune and from the South Node, and getting ready for the new world. Because as soon as we see this aspect, the next day, the sun officially enters into Aquarius, and we enter Aquarius season. And one aspect that also happens on the 18th, the day right before the sun enters Aquarius, is a conjunction with Venus and Saturn at 16 degrees of Pisces. Me personally, I feel like that is so beautiful, because Venus and Saturn is like marriage. And when I say marriage, I mean it's that energy where you commit and you put everything into it, and you just give it your all, and you just throw yourself into it, and you make a commitment to see it through till the end. It's very kind of Capricorn, very Saturn vibe. But the beauty about this, it's that it's happening in Pisces, and Pisces is the spiritual world and the world of the divine. And it is your spiritual journey. And with the North Node and Neptune, the ruling planet in Pisces, it's very magnified and very enhanced energy. And it's a true call to our new spiritual journey. And Venus and Saturn are like, are you ready? It's like, they're calling us into the deepest way that you can commit to something. And the deepest way that you can commit to something is through devotion. There's a specific type of yoga that it very clearly describes this feeling that I get when I look at this conjunction, and it's called bhakti yoga. And bhakti yoga is the yoga of devotion. Okay. It's like beautiful, and it's all about the heart and connecting to the heart. And here with this frequency of Pisces, it's about connecting to God. So it's like you devote yourself on your spiritual path. You know, we're ending this like long cycle with this energy of Capricorn. This was the first season of Capricorn where we did not have Pluto in Capricorn for the last like 16 years. So we're still finishing off that, it was like the first time, and it was like a little bit of a breath of fresh air for the sun to like, oh, like the weight is not on me anymore. And so it's like the release. I feel like a release and a call to our spiritual path, and it's beautiful. And there's a lot of water energy. There's a grand trine in water. That means high intuition, enhanced intuition. There's a grand trine in earth, and this is grounding energy. And then when we get to the next day where the sun officially enters Aquarius, this is where we're going to experience, and this actually happens on the 21st. So the sun enters Aquarius on Sunday, and then the sun conjuncts Pluto in Aquarius on the 21st. So we'll talk more about that next week's broadcast. But we know that once we're here, this is going to be the most powerful activation of Pluto in Aquarius and the new world. So we're fully entering. It's like, this is it. Like, there's no going back. There's no turning back. And we're going to feel that full blast of like, like get electrocuted in a way, or not electrocuted. Electrified is probably a better way to say that. Electrified by the energy of the skies and the storms and the lightning. And it's Uranus. What I'm talking about is Uranus energy. And man, oh man, is that crazy, right? Like, there is a lot. And so we'll feel officially next week, we are gonna be experiencing the blast of like Pluto's getting activated next week by the sun. And it's gonna be incredible to enter. There's new beginnings. There's lots of new beginnings. Even though we're ending the year, there's a lot of new things happening. And if we allow ourselves to go with the flow of these energies, we're being guided. It's like we're being guided to find the right path. So that is the astrology of the week. Now let's pull some cards to see what our spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell us about how this week is going to go. But you can tell already, like, nothing is slowing down. There's no slowness here. You're welcome, Jill. All right. Let's see. What is this reading about? What is this week about? That's the first card that we are pulling here. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers, for being here with us today to channel this message for us for the week. All right, we got two cards. I'm going to go with it. The Four of Swords leading to the Death card. What I feel in this energy is the Four of Swords to me feels like the Mars retrograde, because the Four of Swords is about stopping, resting, sitting with something, meditating, giving yourself time and space to reflect. So feels very much, and it's a mental energy. So the Mars retrograde, and so this points to the opposition. It's like the opposition between the Sun and Mars this week is taking us into the space of the Death card, which again is not an ending but an actual beginning. It's like a celebration of life. It's so crazy because it holds both. And there's a lot of purity also with this energy, because there's the colors, the hermetic colors are very important. The white in the tarot cards represents purity, and he's holding the flag, but it's a white flower on it. And this flower, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has 5 petals. And so it's the Venus. That's the Venus star. And the skeleton here is, it's the speaks of the transition. It's the space within the space. So right now we're like, this week is about being in that space of transition, being in that space of like, I'm here, but I'm not here. And I can feel that there's something around the corner. It's like the final resting place. Well, this is a little bit intense. I gotta say, it's a little bit intense. But this week is a death that will lead. It's the transition. It's basically the transition. Okay. Hello, Fally. Welcome in. So the next card is the challenge. What's the challenge for us this week? Okay, King of Wands. The challenge is to trust that even though Mars is retrograde and it's not a time of action or starting new things, trusting in the manifestations and the creative projects that we've already set in motion. 22 in the chat. Love it when that happens. That we've set in motion. So there's power in what has already been created and what has already been manifested. So the challenge is trust that things have already been set in motion, that you don't need to start anything new, and that you hold the power to create and manifest. And we're essentially have to just trust in that power, that it will do the magic, that it will do the work that it needs to when the right moment arrives for it to be needed and used. That was so weird. I thought a card fell, but then it didn't. Okay. The next card, let me try that again. It's like something flew and then disappeared. Okay, here we go. Overall theme of the week. What? Queen of Cups. This makes sense. We're moving, hey Jeanette, we're moving from the energy of full moon in Cancer, which is very much cup energy. The cups are the emotional realm, and the Queen of Cups is at her best in this space. She knows this world really well. So the overall theme also, we have the Grand Trine in water that is part of the astrology of the week. And so this Grand Trine in water holds this frequency of Queen of Cups, where like, you know, the emotional world, it's not new to you. And you have to use your emotional intelligence to guide you through, and your enhanced intuition, you know, Saturn, sextile Neptune, to guide you through the transition that we're experiencing this week. Next card is the message from our spirit guides. Like, what do they want us to know? Knight of Wands. I think they feel our excitement. They're telling us that things are not all dead. It's not like dead weight. This isn't There it is a moment of reflection, but it's not all still. There is a power that is being turned on at the same time. We're not going to see the effect of it right away, but we feel the excitement of it. And they're telling us we feel the excitement too. They're saying we're very excited for you because we know that you are going to now begin to create and manifest things that are very fast paced. We feel the inspired energy that will be coming, that you will be embodying and that you will be expressing as we move further and further into the year. And now let's pull an animal spirit card. And this animal is our guide for the week. Okay. Whoops. Yep. The unicorn. I love this. Okay. I know why this came up, because remember we were looking at all the 29 degrees? Well, it just so happens that right around 29 degrees of Pisces, where the North Node is, and where Neptune is the Pegasus stargates. Pegasus. And the Pegasus energy is about the divine. It's the belief in the world of magic and mysticism. And Pegasus calls us deeply into that world. So, what is the unicorn all about? The unicorn is about reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. By the way, this reading is dead on. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation, though, explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives. That's very Virgo. This is the notes talking to us, you guys. It is the mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. This is giving me chills now. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. That's North Node Pisces. You are the unicorn and you have begun your quest for the answers. Okay, I just got full body chills. The unicorn and the sixth chakra. It's no surprise that the subtle essence of the unicorn resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn's horn extends. The center is called the Ajna chakra, or the command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and present, while this third eye peers into the future. Oh my God! North Node Pisces. Boom. Okay, that just blew my mind. I just blew my freaking mind. Wow. Oh, man, I'm telling you, there is something so intense about the astrology right now. And the messages are coming through everywhere, and it's loud and clear. There is no question about what is happening in the world, in our experience. So thank you for being here and watching this broadcast. I hope you all have an amazing week. And yes. And I'm like, when is our next? So the next time that I'm going to be live is not going to be until here on YouTube until next week's live video. But if you want to join us, we have a lot going on in our global community. So introduction to level 2 of the Moon Goddess training, our free event is happening this Sunday. So come join us for that. We have our Aquarius season workshop in the Starseed membership on Friday, where we are going to talk about Aquarius season, what it represents, and how this is going to affect us in our own chart and collectively. And then on Saturday, we have the nodes workshop, where we're going to dive into what are the nodes, what is this Pisces Virgo duality and nodal axis, how it's going to affect us collectively, and then how it's going to affect us individually. We're going to look at our charts. Whoever's there, I will look at your chart, or I will one of the two is going to happen depending on how many people show up. We're either going to look at the charts, or we're going to talk about just first house, seventh house, second house, eighth house, and so on and so forth of the dynamic of the nodes. So thank you all so much. I am so excited about this year and all of the amazing and magical things that are manifesting already. Trust your intuition. Let your third eye guide you to see the unseen and hear the unheard, and allow heaven to enter into earth. Bring heaven to earth. Sat Nam. Thank you guys, and I will see you all again very soon.